Please don't attempt any cardio activity in temperatures below -15°C, as the cold air could cause swelling and damage to your lungs. Also, this video is sponsored by the app Plan to Eat. It's great. I hate the winter. I hate freezing outside when I wait for my bus. I hate when my breath freezes to my beard like I'm Kurt Russell in The Thing. And I hate that it gets dark before 5 p.m. I even don't like drinking hot drinks instead of my usual iced coffee, so even that stinks. When you combine these elements with the fact that both our metabolism and even parts of our brain slow down during the winter, it's no surprise that those of us living in colder climates typically gain an average of 2 to 3 pounds during this season. And that may not seem like a lot, but research shows we don't burn off those added calories in the remaining 9 months of the year, meaning those winter weight gains add up year after year after year. And honestly, I don't think there are many people who backslide more during the winter than I do. So this year, I want to break that habit. I've written out a series of short fitness goals to help keep me engaged and motivated until spring arrives and stepping outside doesn't fill me with dread. And the first goal on my list might be the hardest. I want to break my resistance to staying active when temperatures are well below freezing. So for the next 21 days, I'm going to be training exclusively outside in the dead of winter. Not only am I hoping this challenge will break me of a bad habit, but I'm also curious to find out if there are any benefits that can be found by pushing your body and challenging it with cold weather training. Mostly though, this is just gonna suck. Before I get started, I want to set up some deliberate targets for myself, starting with 5 runs each week at a minimum of 5K per run. I also want to hit 4 runs of 8 kilometers and 1 12K run. In addition, I want to do 4 workouts per week of calisthenic-based circuits. These will be full body HIIT workouts that cover legs, abs, and arms each session. So it is just after 7 a.m., still dark outside. My place is about 2 kilometers away from the calisthenic park, so my plan is to jog there, stretch out, and hopefully by the time I'm starting HIIT, the sun will be up. The routine I've chosen works through 2 circuits repeated 4 times, starting with 30 seconds of pull-ups, 60 seconds jumping jacks, then 20 burpees followed by a 60-second rest. Next, it's 12 to 15 leg raises followed by 12 to 15 dips, high knee running for 45 seconds, and 20 push-ups to finish it off. Round 1, done. This is so much harder than I remember. I keep going with a second round of circuits followed by a third. However, by the time I get to my 3rd set, my lungs feel exhausted and my technique gets so bad, I can't in good conscience allow you to watch. So everything about that was unpleasant. The HIIT exercises by themselves are very challenging, but the cold air on top of that just makes your throat dry up, everything feels tight, and this whole thing becomes difficult very, very quickly. I fell 1 round short on my HIIT training and 1 kilometer short on my first run. So, great start. I try to start each morning with a run to the calisthenic park to get in my circuit training. And on days when that doesn't happen, I make sure to get an evening workout in after the sun goes down. Because the park I'm exercising at is such an open space, the cold wind becomes a real challenge for my breath. I found filling my water bottle with warm water beforehand helps a lot with stopping the pain in my throat. I also find breathing through my nose helps a lot to warm the breath before it reaches my lungs. So it's my 3rd session doing HIIT and finally made it through all 4 sets. That hurdle is cleared. From here, I start mixing up a few of my circuits to add variables into my workout. And after 10 days, I'm on a good track to hit every target I set for this challenge. The major question still remaining is whether or not these cold weather sessions have added any value to my workouts. In doing research for this challenge, I found most of the information on cold weather training to be pretty mixed. There is data that shows cold temperatures help your body burn fat at a faster rate as a means of trying to keep warm. Unfortunately, the fact that I'm working out means my body is already warming up naturally pretty quickly, and the extra calories burned from spending 90 minutes in the cold effectively adds up to the equivalent of 2 to 3 Tic Tacs, so whatever. There is one substantive benefit though, and that is specifically if you're a runner, your cardiovascular endurance actually improves in cold conditions. That's because in the summer months, your heart has to work harder to keep your body from overheating. However, in the winter and early spring, that's not a concern. So you have extra cardiovascular energy, which you can put into developing lower body strength through adding extra hill runs to your routine or sprint circuits. Obviously, there is an increased risk of injury if your muscles haven't been warmed up properly, and the icy conditions do make it easier to slip. Personally, I've found adding running grips to the bottom of my shoes has helped a lot with managing the icy roads. And then all the ice was gone. So it has been pouring rain for the past 2 days, which means I am now 2 runs behind from my goal. I did manage to get in an adjusted HIIT session yesterday before the rain really started coming down. But next week, those cold temperatures are supposed to come back, and they're gonna come back colder than they've been yet this month, which means my final week of this challenge is easily gonna be the hardest one yet. As my runs have gotten longer, I try to get them in before sunrise, and I still have 2 8Ks and 1 12K to do this week. By mid-morning, I continue with my HIIT workouts. And I even try shedding layers as my body warms up, though I can't say I enjoy it. I have just mapped out my final 12K run. It's gonna be 5 kilometers down to Exhibition Place, specifically the wonderful Medieval Times building. From here, it's 3.5 kilometers down the Lakeshore walking path and 3.5K back, where I'll catch the bus and go home. Unfortunately, in delaying my longest run to the very end of this challenge, it now looks like that run is gonna overlap with the largest snowstorm we've gotten yet this year. So this could get really, really interesting.
About 15 centimeters of snow expected in most areas, plus strong gusts of wind means a big mess for many.
The roads have been terrible, quite frankly. They are totally snow covered. The plows are out there going hard right now.
When I get away from the main roads, I start making good time, quickly passing my first checkpoint.
So from here on out, I should be off of the main roads. That's 5 kilometers down. And next thing, I'll be onto the Lakeshore Walkway, which will keep me free of any traffic, so on that end should be safer. But I'm gonna be right off of Lake Ontario, so this will be really cold and possibly a little more windy.
The waterfront is much windier. I'm running against the wind, so my eyes are getting pelted with blowing ice and snow. Eventually, I try pulling my scarf all the way up and just squinting through the fabric. That's when I realized the logistics of this challenge are getting very stupid.
So I decided to cut my run along Lakeshore short at 1.5 kilometers and then backtrack. It got a lot easier with the wind behind me. Now all I have to do is make the run back to my house and I'll be well over 12K. Holy cow, it's getting cold.
The total distance on my run came in at 13.6 kilometers, which is a distance I know I couldn't run at the start of this challenge. Even towards the end of that run, I wasn't sure if I would make it, as the constant running over fresh snow exhausted my legs. Still, I really felt like I was pushing myself, like I was enduring the elements, until I got passed by a young lady wearing just a windbreaker and lime green track shorts. This confirms something I have long suspected about myself and long feared. I'm a wimp. But even a wimp can still do cold weather training through the winter months. For me, that meant bundling with layers of leggings and Under Armour beneath my clothes, but there are also cold weather enthusiasts who have managed to work out in a lot less. While Cam and I have tried our hand at cold weather endurance, for me, this challenge was all about self-discipline, specifically during a time of year when I don't feel like doing much of anything. And it worked. I got in every HIIT session I wanted and fell just 1 run short of my target. Did training in the cold add any health benefits to my workout? I don't think so. But what it did give me was a mental challenge that kept me motivated and engaged with my exercise throughout the process. So if you're someone who is struggling right now with motivation, what I would really encourage you to do is pick a short-term goal. It doesn't have to be cold weather training, though that worked really well for me, but give yourself 14, 21 days, get a calendar so you can cross each day off as you go, and see if it doesn't add a little urgency and immediacy to your training and improve your overall health as you progress. It certainly did for me anyway. This video is sponsored by Plan to Eat. If one of your goals this year is to eat healthier and make cooking at home a lot less stressful, then I think Plan to Eat could be a great resource you should check out. Recently, I tried making a homemade pad thai with the app. All I had to do was drop the recipe link into the app, and everything was laid out with clear, easy to follow instructions and an updating shopping list that let me know I had to pick up tamarind puree, bean sprouts, and garlic shoots. What I personally appreciate a lot about Plan to Eat is just how simple it is to get started and how user-friendly every step of the process was. Also, the pad thai turned out really well, so that was quite satisfying. With Plan to Eat, you can set up a meal plan for the entire week, convert that plan into a shopping list, and you're well on your way to eating tastier, healthier meals with a lot less stress. Plan to Eat is available for $4.95 a month or just $39 for a year, but if you sign up through the link below, you will get 30 days completely free, and this is the best part. There's no payment information required, so you don't have to worry about getting charged after that trial expires. They just want you to check it out. So sign up for Plan to Eat below and see if it doesn't help you eat better and order in less. Thank you guys again for watching. Have a good one.